its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Star Trek: The Next Generation is set in the 24th century. Now, that's about, I think, 80 years after the original Star Trek. The starship is much, much bigger now, but it is still called the Enterprise, just like before, and space still presents its weekly challenges.
Mr. Wolf, what is your analysis?
Tactical sensor readings are indeterminate.
They don't even give us enough for an educated guess.
And yet all of our sensors are operating properly.
Can there be an intelligence at work here? Counselor, do you sense a life form out there?
No, I don't think so. No, there's nothing. Nothing.
All right, and I am with three of the cast members now in regular everyday clothes. And with me this morning, Jonathan Frakes. He is First Officer Commander William Riker.
Well put.
#1, right? And also Marina Sirtis is the ship's counselor, Deanna Troi. She's got all kinds of, she's a space-age psychologist, but I think you've got special powers.
Yeah.
And Brent Spiner plays the part of Data. And you're a robot or an android. You're not human.
In my own life, I am.
But as Data, you are not human.
No,
You have
as Data, I am an android.
You are an android.
Mm-hmm.
He also is normally in makeup, which takes about, what, an hour and a half or so?
Yeah, hour 15.
We didn't make you do that this morning. None of the gold makeup.
I'm so grateful.
Does that stuff do anything to your skin because it can't breathe, or?
You know, I don't know what it's doing inside, basically. I think one day they're going to find my organs. Roaches and my organs are going to be the only things left after a Holocaust.
It's fun being here on this set. It is an unbelievable set. I don't think that there's any other television show that has something like it. It could be very easy, though, to just make this show like a space-age Western, you know, always killing the bad guys, the aliens. But it has a bigger vision than that, doesn't it, Jonathan?
We like to think so. It's certainly we attack more things than aliens on this show, or we try to.
Well, would you guys want to go up for real? I mean, I don't know, being around this all the time, would you, if somebody came to you and said, you can go up, it might be a dangerous mission, would you go?
If it's first class.
Marina, I'm told that you really wouldn't want to go.
No, I don't like heights. No, I wouldn't. I get vertigo up real high, so I don't think I would go. I'm a coward.
Jonathan?
I'm there.
You're there
Yes, I'm
in a minute,
in the
right?
line. I'm ready to go.
Well, you've all met some of the real astronauts, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have had the privilege.
Yeah, I think the Mercury astronauts. What did they
Right.
make of you? What did they say to you?
Bill Dana's very fond of us.
Yeah, he was there. Jose Jimenez.
Because a lot of them have said that they were inspired, that they really were inspired by the drama of Star Trek.
They all say that.
They're just being nice. I think you have to be so bright to get into that. I think it's something that is in you. It's like a gene almost that's in you. I don't think that, I don't know. I mean, it would be flattering to think, and it wouldn't be us anyway, it would be the original cast. So.
They're the real cowboys.
Well, now that's interesting, though, because one thing that has happened to them, because I've spoken with them many times, and they've talked about how they became so identified with it, as wonderful as it was, and they weren't knocking it in this way, but they were also saying that they couldn't really, it was very difficult for them to go on and be anything else. Now, do you ever worry about that?
Going on to be anything else?
Yeah, about becoming so identifiable that it like lives on with you and kind of obstructs you a little bit in your future.
I'm thankful for the job I have now.
Yeah, that should be your biggest problem, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it is a valid point, actually, because we are actors and we didn't become actors just to be on Star Trek, obviously. But I don't think we're going to be as legendary as them, because they were the first, and they've been doing it for so long. I don't think in 25 years' time we're going to still have our uniforms on.
Yeah. But you all go to the big Star Trek conventions, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My godson is a Trekkie, Brian Dillingham, and he sent me one of these. Because when I walked in here, they said, "Did you steal that?" No, I didn't.
Did you buy
steal
that?
it.
I said.
Brian Dillingham sent this to me so I could communicate with all of you today. And we're going to be communicating with you a little bit more later in the show. Thank you. Thanks for inviting us here. We're going to come back in a moment, and Charlie's going to be talking with some of the other cast members of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
The first space shuttle ever tested was named the Enterprise, after the original Star Trek's starship.
It is now 9 minutes before 8 o'clock. We're joined by 3 more members of the Star Trek cast. The USS Enterprise travels at warp factor 9.6 in Star Trek lingo. That is hundreds of times the speed of light. But that's never fast enough to keep the ship or its crew out of danger.
We will have about 15 seconds of useful consciousness, then about 10 seconds of extreme disorientation, then we pass out.
Okay. Once the air is evacuated, one of us is going to need to get to that panel to repressurize the bag. We're ready.
EPS taps online. Phasers firing.
Again in civilian dress, joining us now, 3 more members of the cast. LeVar Burton, who plays Lieutenant Geordi LaForge, Chief of Engineering. A blind man, unless he's wearing those high-tech visors to give him superhuman sight. Gates McFadden, who plays the role of the ship's doctor, Beverly Crusher. And Michael Dorn is a Klingon named Lieutenant Worf, Chief of Security. He's joining us without his special effects makeup, which takes, I'm told, 90 minutes to put on.
90 minutes.
Let's deal with the makeup questions right away. First of all, can you see very well in those?
That's the irony. I'm an actor playing a blind man who sees when he wears this device, yet when I put it on, about 80% of my vision is taken away.
You've got no peripheral vision?
I can't see this or this, so I used to bump into things.
I was just going to say, is he bumping into to parts of the set at times?
Well, actually, no, he does.
Well, I have bumped into Gates.
Very well, yes. But then I have a big wig on, so I don't feel anything. I can just sort of hit the walls myself.
Well, you've actually got the lucky part of all this. Basically, you can put on the wig, the suit, and bingo, you're ready to go.
Yeah, there's no makeup at all for women, and but please, we are there an hour and 15, I have an hour and 15-minute call because to get all of this under a wig takes a little bit of time, and you know, whatever. But
no, it takes Joan 4 or 5 hours to make up every morning.
There you are.
She's going to kill me when I finally run into her again. And yours takes about 90 minutes?
Takes about 90 minutes.
I'm amazed that you can do it in that short an amount of time. We're going to be featuring that makeup job that Michael Westmore does.
It started out to be about 3 hours, but
and
they cut it down.
Been able to shorten it down?
Yeah, and I don't want to see when I get in makeup, so...
You just sort of nod off and let them do whatever they're going to do. There's good news and bad news in all of that, I suppose, which is it takes a long time. I don't know whether it's good news or bad news that nobody recognizes you without the makeup?
No, it's good. Please.
You'd rather have that?
Yeah, I like that anonymity.
The voice, however, is so distinctive that people must spot that right away.
At times, yeah. It's just, you know, without the makeup, it's sort of like they don't put it together. Most of the time they kind of look and they kind of stare and cock their head a little bit, but yeah, most of the time they don't.
I've heard it someplace, but I can't quite place it.
You're Denzel Jones, aren't you?
When you have this many people working on a cast, there's got to be a lot of inside jokes. I mean, as I walk down the hall and look at the visitors' quarters, there's a little room there for Lieutenant Luke Skywalker. Other things that goes on? Tell me about the accordion.
That must be the day that there was I don't know. We have all of these bridge scenes where we're talking to aliens on a big blue screen, and the aliens aren't really there when we're doing the scenes. And at one point, they were all on the bridge, all of the crew, and it was an alien who was about to speak, and I just happened to have my son's little concertina, and I just started to play a song behind instead, which just livened it up. I don't know.
You all fans of the original show?
I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
You wanted to be an astronaut, I'm told.
Yeah. When I was,
time.
Yeah, I figured I'd, I used to send away the box tops of cereals for the old Friendship 7 spacecraft, and I put it together and fly it around the house and all that stuff. And when I got of draft age, I found out I have an eye deficiency, and you couldn't do it.
Well, this is the next best thing.
Plus, you don't get hurt this way.
That's true. Much safer. We're going to bring you all back a little bit later, and LeVar, I want to ask you when you do come back. I know so many people associate you with Roots and the recent death of Alex Haley. We'll talk to you about that a little bit when we talk to you in our 8 o'clock hour, 8:30 half hour. So I'll see you all again a little later.
Right.
It is now 4 minutes before the hour. We'll be right back.